A rare apology for disappointing corporate earnings. As the executive acknowledged, the talk of a crisis with Samsung has not begun suddenly, but has been brewing for a long time. There were two major events this week that surprised many people watching South Korea, myself included. First, a South Korean novelist won the Nobel Prize in Literature for the first time in the country's history, and it was the second time the country has won the prize overall regardless of the field. Her fans, fellow citizens, and the whole world joined together in congratulating the novelist Hangang on being awarded the world's most prestigious prize. Of course, I was among them, but the glorious achievement has nothing to do with the subject of this column. It is the other shocking event to which I am about to dedicate this column. It was an official apology that Samsung Electronics Vice Chairman Jun Chun issued for disappointing quarterly earnings performance a couple of days before the Swedish Academy announced the winner of this year's Nobel Prize in Literature. When I first saw news reports from a few media outlets that the senior executive of the South Korean technology giant apologized to the public over earnings performance, I thought it must be a joke, an unfounded rumor, or at best an informal one made to express condolences to its employees. I was completely wrong, as a vice chairman of the company indeed issued a statement apologizing for earnings performance that fell short of the market expectation. He said it caused customers, investors, and employees to worry about the company's fundamental technological competitiveness and even the company's future. The apology came soon after the company, the world's largest maker of memory chips, smartphones, and TVs, released its official estimate of an operating profit of 9.1 trillion won for the third quarter. It was a big amount, but below market expectation of more than 10 trillion won of profit. The company, which will provide more earnings details by business division later this month, reportedly said its artificial intelligence chip business with a major customer was hit by a delay, while rival chip makers in China increased the supplies of conventional chips, both contributing to the decline in its earnings in the overall semiconductor business sector. There has been growing concern about the long-term prospect for the company amid intensifying competition in key business sectors, sandwiched between fast-growing Chinese companies and the ever-strengthening big tech companies, mostly in the United States. Such concern has forced the share price of Samsung, which has about a 20% weighting on the Seoul stock market's benchmark Kospi, to fall 24% so far this year. It was far worse than about a 3% drop in Kospi over the same period, not to mention the stellar performance of share prices in big tech companies. The executive acknowledged that many people have spoken of a crisis for Samsung Electronics, while saying that the responsibility for the troubles lies with the management leading the company. The vice chairman pledged that the company will restore competitiveness in fundamental technologies, prepare for the future more thoroughly, and fix any problems in its culture and ways of working. The rare apology, however, had so far failed to bring about any sharp change in the picture, as Samsung's share prices fell further. This indicates that the apology and the promises for change were not strong enough to persuade investors to stop selling off shares and bet on the company's rebound. Or it may not be an apology that was necessary in the case of Samsung. Usually an act of offering a formal apology can carry various positive effects when something goes wrong, such as helping restore trust and reputation. Humanizing the apologizing subject, mitigating backlash, and laying the foundation for opportunities to reconcile with those in conflict. An apology is effective when it is timely, reveals the sources of problems, and is accompanied by corrective action. But investors may have felt that the apology was not effective in this sense, or was not what they wanted to hear from the company's management about the problems it faced. In principle, I'm not sure whether a company's earnings figures for a very short period was something that a senior executive needed to apologize for. Moreover, Samsung did not post a big loss during the third quarter, but scored a sizable profit, although slightly less than market expectation. I think what disappointed investors was not the profit amount for the very short period of 3 months that was smaller than expected, or the tone of the executive's apology. As the executive acknowledged, the talk of a crisis with Samsung has not begun suddenly, but has been brewing for a long time. It is not a sincere promise to take a fresh look at our culture and the ways of working and fix what's broken, and to rebuild our tradition of trust and communication that investors want to hear from the management of the world's leading technology company. However sincere it may be, you can't turn around such a big and important company by simply promising to do so. It is time to act and show the results.